nor do I care. You don't scare me. Conor Benn is not scary at all. He's not intimidating. He don't feel like anything like a threat. He's gonna come over here to the US and get his ass spanked by either me, Shakur will shut him down, but I'll knock him out. It's much different. I will put him to sleep. He's very tenacious and tries to come at you, but I will catch him bad.
First fight back down to my natural weight in 3 years. Garcia, keep my belt warm. I'm ready. We can run it next, no doubt. Let's have it any day of the week and twice on Sundays. Let's do it next. Come on, come on. Let's go. What are you saying? What are you saying? Yeah? Garcia next or what? Come on. Let's go. Yeah.
Oscar, do you think Ryan Garcia would beat Conor Benn?
Yes, yes. But I believe we can see a trilogy. I believe that it's that type of fight, that type of matchup, because both guys are hungry.
Ryan Garcia mocked Conor Benn after the Regis Prograis fight, saying Benn is nowhere near his level and adding that even Benn's previous performance failed to impress.
You're never, like, maybe you will be like that one day, but you're not like that, bro. You haven't fought nobody. Your last fight was a fluke. The dude was putting kind of hands on you, not really, but you weren't beating his ass for them to stop the fight. So I had a problem with the ref, not you, but now you trying to come at a real G like.
Ryan Garcia mocked Conor Benn by calling him Conor Bum, using the phrase as trash talk to belittle him and question his level. After the Regis Prograis fight, Conor Benn said Ryan Garcia should be next, insisting he wants the WBC world title and accusing Ryan of acting cowardly by avoiding the challenge.
Well, guess what's next? I see Ryan Garcia. I see Tio was in the ring with you as well. But
Tio's my guy.
Ryan next then?
Ryan Garcia next. I want a WBC world title next. Yeah. That's what I've been dreaming of. That's what I've been working hard towards for the past 10 years.
Yeah. But I guess what entices you about a Ryan Garcia fight? What did you make, I guess, of him calling you out?
Of course he calls me out now. He's a coward. He probably thinks, oh, you know, has Conor looking 147, 150 in 4 years? You know, he weren't calling me out for the past 2 years, was he?
Yeah.
Where's he been? You know, while I've been vocal and actively chasing that fight. It's cowardly, but you know he can get it next, and he'll get a better version of me. I mean, I done what I needed to do in there tonight. I ran out on 6 weeks' notice, a weight I haven't made in 4 years. You know?
Ryan Garcia quickly answered Conor Benn's call out on X, making it clear he is not afraid. He wrote, "I'm down. Garcia versus Benn, let's do it," showing full willingness to fight. Garcia also tweeted, "Mark my words. His corner or the ref stops my fight with Conor in the 6 to 7 round." Nigel Benn expressed complete confidence in Conor Benn, saying he believes his son can beat anyone placed in front of him, whether it is Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, or any other fighter.
Does beat Regis Prograis tonight. Do you want to see him in there with Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney? Who do you want to see him in there?
Whoever they got lined up. I don't mind. I'm very confident my boys fighting all of them against Rolly, Garcia. So I'm just happy for him to fight any of them. I really do. And now that he's at his proper weight, you'll really see the best of Conor tonight.
Pauli Malignaggi admitted Conor Benn is a solid fighter, but argued he should not be mentioned alongside elite champions like Shakur Stevenson, stressing that Benn has not yet proven himself at that level.
Conor Benn fight, they showed a stat on the television screen with you know, Conor Benn's like career and accolades. Basically, he's the son of Nigel Benn and so on and so forth. The top one was 2-time world champion. Okay, 2-time, not even 1 time. They made it twice. I guess making it up once wasn't enough for them. They had to make it up that he did it twice.
They must have put Regis Prograis' resume in the wrong column, mate. That's what they must have done. They kind of got that right.
You know what? I hope for their sake, I hope you are right. I want you to be right. I want you to be right.
I love this guy. He doesn't mess about, does he? He doesn't mess about.
See, that's what we need, David.
Go on. And guys, I don't mind watching Conor Benn. Like I don't mind him getting the fanfare. He's an okay fighter. Just don't start mentioning him at world-class level. Then you start crossing the line. Because he's not your Jake Paul either. So it's not like I'm throwing him all the way on the other side. I'm not doing that. I'm being a very honest person here. He's an okay fighter.
Eddie Hearn raised concerns about Conor Benn's punching power, suggesting that despite his aggression and energy, he still lacks the kind of knockout force needed against top world-class opponents.
What do you think of Conor tonight?
Yeah, it was what it was. I think, you know, it was difficult because Regis couldn't really stand up. You could tell from leaving the first round his leg wasn't, you know, But yeah, not the best, but you know, he's had a lot to deal with, and I wish him all the best.
Put that down to the weight.
I think he's better up at middleweight, to be honest with you.
Conor?
I don't think he has any power down at that weight, and I think he looked much more effective and stronger up at middleweight.
Free agent now, would you take him back?
Is he? Yeah, right.
After watching Conor Benn's performance against Regis Prograis, Dave Allen said he doubts Ben could last even 3 rounds with Ryan Garcia, adding that Conor simply is not at that level.
Just not that level. The other welterweight champions, who else have we got? Crocker. I don't think he beats Crocker, I really don't. I don't think Crocker's an elite world champion, but I don't think Conor Benn beats Lewis Crocker. Furthermore, I don't think he beats Conor Walker or Jack Catterall, I really don't. And, you know, if he watches this, as I've said, this is nothing personal. I don't dislike him in the slightest. I don't know him. I once knew him a little bit and thought he was a great fellow. We had a few disagreements. Well, not a few disagreements. He didn't like a few things I said. But it ain't a personal thing. I see loads of things. Dave Allen, he ain't this, he ain't that. Fair enough, that's your sporting opinion. And you know what? A lot of it I agree with. I'm not the best fighter in the world either. Fair dues. But he's not a world-class fighter.
Dave Allen says Conor Benn is not a bad fighter at all. He is fit, active, and throws plenty of punches in volume. He makes it clear he is not disrespecting Ben's ability because Ben still brings energy and pressure in every fight. However, he also points out that Regis Prograis is a 2-time world champion and a very experienced, clever, and tricky opponent. So that level of experience matters a lot. He explains that Prograis was already past his best and even coming up in weight far from his natural welterweight limit. Allen also mentions talk of injury around Prograis during the fight, saying it affected his movement and performance. He criticizes commentary for focusing too much on excuses instead of what was happening in the ring. In the end, Allen concludes that Ben did not look bad, but the context of the opponent's condition and weight makes the performance less impressive than it appears on paper.
I agree, and a lot of people said, Dave, you haven't got a clue, all the rest of it. And look, Conor Benn's not, I'm not saying he's a bad fighter, I don't think he is. He's fit as a fiddle, he throws lots of punches, and no matter what you say about Regis Prograis, which I'm going to get onto, he has been a 2-time world champion and been a very, very good fighter, and he's still a very experienced, clever, tricky man. So I'm not taking nothing away from Conor Benn. He's not a bad fighter, but Regis Prograis, £10 over his height, £8 over his highest ever weight. He wasn't even at welterweight. It was on the way to light middle. 2, he's a long way past his best. And 3, all that injury talk. Look, the commentary tonight was shite. I'm not bothered what anyone says. Andre Ward, one of the best fighters to ever live.
Pauli Malignaggi criticizes how Conor Benn is being described, saying the record of Regis Prograis was wrongly presented and exaggerated as a 2-time champion instead of what it actually is. He insists people are inflating resumes to make the fight look better than it was. He says he has no problem watching Ben and even accepts his popularity, but clearly states Ben should not be mentioned at a world-class level. According to Malignaggi, Ben is an okay fighter who brings energy and pressure, but not elite enough to be compared with top champions like Shakur Stevenson or similar names. He adds that Ben's hype is mostly fan-driven and social media-driven, not based on true elite achievements. While acknowledging Ben could fight for titles due to popularity and activity, he stresses Ben is still a step below championship level and would likely lose to top fighters like Ryan Garcia.
These world-class situations and world-class fighters. He talks about Shakur Stevenson and all this other stuff. His name belongs nowhere near those guys, okay? For the fanfare, okay, I get it. People start talking about him. He's got a lot of popularity, and I understand that's going to happen. But don't start mentioning him boxing-wise with these guys. All of a sudden, right away, we start seeing tweets and Instagrams about this Shakur Stevenson fight and everybody. Shakur Stevenson would beat him with one hand. I would beat him. I would beat him right now. I would beat him, okay? Watch my fight next month on Bare Knuckle. Make up your own minds. BKB, May 16th in Manchester.
I'll be there, baby. I'll be there. I'm watching you, man. I'll be watching that.
Conor Benn's invited too if he wants a piece afterwards.
I'm just. he's just on the Netflix broadcast.
I'll beat him right now. I'm not. I kid you not. Did you see that rhythm? He doesn't even know why he's jumping up and down. He's jumping up and down. He's leaping in with jabs. He doesn't even know what he's doing and why he's doing it. He's just doing it. You watched the guy fight, right? I mean, you saw the same fight I'm watching, right?
Paul,
does he know what he's doing?
I want to get your opinion.
Does he know why he's doing it?
I want to get your opinion
Recent
on this.
reaction videos and commentary around the situation show a wave of opinions forming after Conor Benn's performance against Regis Prograis. Many voices in the boxing community started questioning where Benn stands among elite welterweight names and whether he is ready for the biggest challenges. Several top fighters such as Ryan Garcia, Shakur Stevenson, and Devin Haney are mentioned in discussions as people react strongly to Benn's rising call-outs and social media presence. The debate focuses on whether Benn belongs in the same conversation as established world champions or if the gap in experience is still too wide. Some commentators highlight that Benn's performance raises doubts about his ability to handle high-level pressure, especially against faster and more technical opponents. Questions are also raised about how he would cope in a matchup involving elite punchers and sharp counterfighters at the top tier.
Holy moly, you had Ryan Garcia, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, everybody talking about how much food Conor Benn is. Check out the tweets, man. I mean, we got right here, and right here. I mean, it's nasty work from everybody. So let me know what y'all think. You know, Conor Benn is out here screaming a Ryan Garcia fight. We definitely wanted to see Ryan Garcia versus Teofimo Lopez. But now, what do you feel like should happen? You know, can Conor Benn steal that fight from Teofimo Lopez? Because Ryan Garcia says he would like that fight next, man. Let's make it happen. What fight would you rather see Ryan Garcia in? Would you rather see him in a Teofimo Lopez fight or a Conor Benn fight? Let me know what y'all think in the comments section. Turkey Al-Sheikh responds to Shakur Stevenson, letting him know that he's the best in his weight division now.
At the same time, there is growing interest in potential matchups, especially Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn or even Teofimo Lopez. Fans and analysts debate which fight makes more sense and which would generate the most attention in the boxing world. Other discussions move toward fight conditions, weight differences, and physical advantages, suggesting that those factors could heavily influence Benn's performance against stronger opposition. Even small details like gloves and weight transitions are brought into the conversation. Overall, the situation builds curiosity about what comes next for Conor Benn, with some praising his ambition while others remain skeptical about whether he is truly ready for elite-level competition.
Regis Prograis up to 150 pounds. Maybe the 10-ounce gloves has something to do with it. Regis Prograis mentioned it, but I don't know, man. When it comes down to Conor Benn and this Netflix situation, I mean, could we see Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn on Netflix? I mean, let me know what y'all think in the comments section, man. But this is definitely interesting, and I want to see what's next for Conor Benn. And, you know, salute to Regis Prograis. Retirement, definitely good, man. Two-time champion, only two-time champion. And your hometown, New Orleans, you got to give yourself a pat on the back, my brother. Salute to you. Salute to Conor Benn. Great fight.
Conor Benn's fight with Regis Prograis shows a performance that raises more questions than answers. From the opening rounds, Prograis starts sharper, using clean boxing and timing to control distance. Even though he is seen as past his absolute prime, he still manages to outbox Benn early, landing accurate shots and forcing Benn to adjust to a southpaw stance he rarely faces. As the fight progresses, Benn begins to find moments of success, but nothing decisive. He lands consistently yet fails to seriously hurt Prograis, which becomes the key talking point. Despite Prograis showing signs of slowing down, Benn does not capitalize dominantly. Even in exchanges where Benn is active, Prograis remains competitive and often lands back with sharp counters. The fight also becomes physically messy with head clashes and a deep cut under Benn's eye, which later appears serious enough to affect recovery time. Fatigue becomes visible as the rounds go on and Benn's work rate drops compared to earlier intensity.
The guy who's going to fight Conor Benn, and Conor Benn just to rub salt in the wounds. The man who made Chris Eubank Jr. sign a rehydration clause, a man who himself wouldn't fight Lewis Crooker because the IBF warranted a rehydration clause, decides I'm bringing this guy up from 140 pounds, but I'm going to weigh 150 pounds because I don't want to do the full 147. Yeah, all the advantages you could speak of. He did look noticeably leaner. Well, he always looks lean, but he looked noticeably smaller is probably the better word in terms of body mass. And in this fight against the chinny 140 pound old Regis Prograis, he didn't impress at all. He didn't do anything. The only time Prograis was noticeably hurt was in the first round when he was hit after the bell with a right hand. And his legs did buckle a little bit. But Conor Benn never came close to stopping Regis Prograis. Conor Benn hit Regis Prograis plenty in there. And it was very strange because
although Benn wins on the scorecards, the performance is not seen as convincing. The opponent, who has already been handled by other top-level fighters at 140 pounds, is still able to win rounds and stay competitive throughout. That comparison becomes central in evaluating Benn's level. In the aftermath, attention shifts toward possible future opponents. Names like Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Shakur Stevenson come into discussion, but the performance creates doubt about whether Benn is ready for that level of elite competition.
You will see it. And he basically called out Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney and all them. What just happened there, right? None of them, they will actually be jumping at the opportunity. They'll probably be just pushing, they'll probably be fighting one another for the opportunity to fight Conor Benn, having saw that. They'll be like, yeah, that's a lamb to the slaughter. It's taking candy from a baby. That performance right there, Conor Benn probably gets, seriously, there's a good chance he gets stopped by all three of them. And I know Ryan Garcia can punch. We all know that. Devin Haney, he's hitting a little bit harder at 147. We know that Shakur is not the biggest puncher in the world, but still, they're so accurate. They will beat the brakes off Conor Benn. There's no doubts in my mind whatsoever based off that performance. It was a terrible performance. It really, truly was. Against the guy who flipping retired immediately after. He knew he had nothing left. And still, he was competitive. He won rounds in there. You know, I mean, the scorecards, I think, were all 98, 92. But you could have given him a round, maybe even a round or two in.
Conor Benn's performance against Regis Prograis is described as underwhelming, especially considering the expectations going into the fight. The belief was that Benn, as the younger and fresher fighter, should have imposed his will on an opponent like Prograis, who is 37 years old, past his prime, and coming off a mixed run of results, including losses to fighters like Jack Catterall and Devin Haney. Despite that context, Benn does not manage to deliver a standout performance. Even though Prograis is seen as physically diminished and no longer at his peak, he still manages to compete, land shots, and cause visible damage, such as swelling and a cut around Benn's eye. This raises questions about Benn's ability to dominate at a higher level.
The Conor Benn fight was a bad look, right? Very bad look for Conor Benn. Because ultimately, Conor Benn, I think the expectation was that Regis Prograis has seen better days, and you were supposed to probably do more to impose your will and probably knock out Regis Prograis, right? Regis is pushing 40. He's 37 years old. He's definitely been through wars, already had L's, right? Jack Catterall, Devin Haney, right? And also, he had an L with Josh Taylor, right? And then his like win recently was who? Jojo Diaz? You know what I mean? It's just not strong enough because Jojo Diaz.
Comparisons are made with other fighters who have faced Prograis, such as Devin Haney and Jack Catterall, with some arguments suggesting they produced more convincing performances. Even though Haney is not known as a heavy puncher, he is credited with hurting Prograis more clearly in previous bouts. The fight is also criticized for lacking excitement and clear action. Instead of a dominant showcase, it turns into a slow, uneventful contest with little progression in terms of stoppage, threat, or dramatic momentum shifts. Even though Benn was expected to control the fight, he never truly broke Prograis down. Overall, the performance leaves the impression that Benn is still very beatable and not yet operating at an elite world level despite the hype and financial attention surrounding him.
You were in here with somebody that was supposed to be roadkill. You were in here with somebody that you were supposed to pretty much run through. You were supposed to run through them and like have sharper moments where people were like, and put the division on notice, and you failed to achieve that. Now, when I tell y'all I'm the best in the business and it's not even close, some people think I'm like joking.